Archie and Ryan have both mentioned today that they can sense sort of Camp Cal and all these things you've put them through, changing this team for the better, and that you've even acknowledged it in the last couple of days.
We will see. Demonstrated performance on that basketball court shows. One of the things that's happened, I'll give you an example. Jared, who did not step in the gym since the beginning of the year, now is going and spending all kind of extra time. You're not the same player. It's not what I'm saying or not saying. It's what he's doing to build his own self-esteem. So what we're forcing them to do is be held accountable. We're forcing them to get up early and work out, which is mental toughness, and that they're held responsible for each other. That's what I'm doing. I mean, we're getting better, but you got to go and perform on a basketball court.
This is kind of along the same lines, but one of the things they said is that Archie said is that he feels like some of them are holding each other more accountable in practice. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, because you don't want to run 20 suicides because this guy doesn't want to do, like 15 of them are because of him. Now you're going to just, what do you want to keep running? How about saying something to him? So he changes, and they're beginning to change. The thing that you know, when you start, and I always say they're going to do what you ask them to do, so make sure what you're asking them is the right thing. These practices should have been at the beginning of the year, but didn't know. That's why you got to play the kind of schedule we played early on to find out what we truly were. And now, hopefully, this helps, but there's no given. This is us saying we're going to get tougher. It doesn't mean we're going to be better, but we're going to get tougher. We're going to be mentally tougher. We're going to be held accountable. We're going to try to play through possessions. We quit on possessions. We just quit on our teammates way too much. Just quit. It's okay. It's not okay on the baseline. And then they start saying, "Would you're quitting on us? Stop. Play through the possession." And then they start getting it. Well, we're still not vocal enough. I mean, there are a couple guys that'll say some things and speak up, but it's hard to speak up if you're the guy doing all the running. We're running because of you. You can't say anything. But the reality of it is, I had a guy in our gym watch us yesterday and say it's the quietest team he's ever seen. Well, why would you be quiet? Why wouldn't you be really talking to your team? All you basketball bennies out there, why would you not be, watch the screen, here I come, I'm here, I'm here. Why would you not do that? Or you're more worried about yourself than anybody else on the floor. I'm just making sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Well, that's what we're trying to break down. If a team is a quiet team, even though these kids are good kids, they don't understand that's being selfish. They don't know, well, I passed the ball. It's not about that. You're into your own thing if you're not communicating with your team.
You know, Ryan said a minute ago that I think that you said that yesterday's practice was most fun you had. You saw them
probably
having
in
fun.
2 months. Yeah.
But why is that?
Alex
What makes
smiled.
it that way?
Alex smiled for the first time this season. So, you know, when you see them competing with each other, and I don't have to drag them through everything. Like the one thing I'm doing with this running, it's good because I don't have to yell and scream and go nuts. Why didn't you block him out? I was trying to go in the apple and the bike fell and I don't know. All right, baseline, let's go, 34 seconds. Why didn't you help down on that? Why did you not sprint to court? Look, did you talk in that pick and roll? No. Well, I did, but I didn't talk real loud. I just kind of told him, watch it. All right, on the baseline, let's go, 34 seconds. I don't have to yell. Why didn't you do, you know how why didn't you play, did you not see, why didn't you dig on that? He bounced and turned away, you didn't go. Why? Because it's harder to go, and I want to quit on the play. Okay, on the baseline, let's run 34. We ran 20 suicides, including then practiced. We're down to about 10 now. Just total breakdowns. That stop, didn't go hard. Why didn't you go hard? You didn't feel like it? What about your teammates? They needed you to go hard. Oh, okay, you didn't have a great breakfast this morning. Okay, on the baseline, let's go, 34 seconds. I really don't care what you tell me. We're on the baseline and we're running. So that's where we are. And I told him, I said, I want to have fun coaching. I don't want to be having to drag you. And when you don't have fun coaching, it's because instead of coaching X and O's and situations and really teaching, what are you coaching? Effort, intensity, focus, and concentration. I should coach that? That's what my coaching should be. Well, that's what my coaching is right now. And that is a frustrating thing for a coach. I should never have to coach energy, effort, passion, enthusiasm, being vocal. They can do all that. We're starting to do that, but we're not there yet.
Cal, have you had teams like this before who've had this same sort of characteristics? And how hard is it for a coach to get them to, when they have that, to get them to where you want them to be?
A lot of times they got to hit rock bottom to where they just come back and just say, tell me what you want to do. It's funny, last night I get a call from Marcus Teague. Now, I called him after and left a voicemail message for him after his, he had 20 minutes up in Chicago. And he calls and we were talking. I said, I love the fact that their GM tells me you're going 3 times a day. He never leaves the practice facility. He's there all day. Because basically, if you're not, you're going to be in a D-League. So you want me 4 times a day? I'll go 4. Then all of a sudden he starts playing the way they want him to play, and now they start playing him. And, it was great hearing from him, and even in Eric Bledsoe saying, Coach, thanks for making me do what I needed to do. In other words, you made me do stuff I didn't want to do. Thank you. But I've had teams that, the lack of competitiveness or that spirit of team, and it's not that they're selfish, it's that they don't even know that some of the things they do are selfish. And I'm trying to teach them. Great kids. I think we're getting better. But again, this is going to be a process.
Cal, Ryan said a few minutes ago that he feels like he's starting to get his rhythm back, but that the next 2 weeks or so, the sheer volume of practice time will help that even more. Is this even more important for him since he missed some time?
It's for everybody. You got everybody. Our skill set is not where it needs to be, and there's only one way to improve it, is get on the court and practice. Be a gym rat. You have nothing else going on. You have nothing else going on. Why wouldn't you be in the gym 5 times a day? We go 3, you go 2 more. Why wouldn't you? Well, I've got video games to watch, and I like to watch a little TV and some reruns of the, SquarePants. I got some stuff I got to watch. So I can't be in there. I mean, I just don't understand what would keep you from being in there and just saying, this is what I do. I love this. You'd have to ask them. I had to when Brad was young. I watched many of those shows. It's the one time I could sit with them.
John, I've heard you talk about having to explain to guys that not talking is being selfish. I think with all your teams here, is that something that's inherent in a young team, and this one maybe has taken more time to get it?
They've all been in the same mode. Every team I've coached here. Even last year's team was a little unique in that they had some vocal guys right away that would talk and scream and yell and get the other guys to talk. But you think about it, Marcus Teague wasn't that guy. Duran Lamb didn't like to talk. Darius Miller didn't like to talk. Terrence Jones, think about it, didn't like to talk. So we had, Anthony and Michael would talk, but that's 2 out of the 6 guys that we were playing. So last year, we had to get them to where they talked, and they took great pride in who they were and what they were about as a team. We're trying to get us to that point. But it's taken time.
Cal, when you stop for breakdowns and have them run, that's everybody runs for one guy's mistake.
Well,
does that also help the sort of holding each other accountable?
Yeah,
guy doesn't want to
but
mess
I've had guys say to me, why should I run? Why are we running? Because we all lose. When he does that right there, we all lose, including you. So get on the baseline and run 34 seconds. Go. Then if I'm really mad, we're going 33 to where they got to run because they're doing the same thing again. You didn't listen? Now we're running a 32. Oh, what are you doing? Would you just listen? Well, we need that. They need to quit looking at us and start coaching each other. But this is all part of a process. I wish I would have known this earlier in the year, but I didn't. So some of the situation we're in is because we didn't practice this way early. That's why you play the kind of game, so I can learn about my team. I tell you, early in the season, November, December, is just all I'm trying to do is learn about my team, so I know what I have to do. Obviously, whatever I guessed early was wrong. So now we're trying to readjust, and they're trying to readjust, and it's been tougher on them, but they've responded.